Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Wholehearted Podcast. Over the last 2 months, I took a bit of a break in order to recalibrate my creative direction. And I think taking a break is very, very important. So now I am back and ready to go. And actually, I am in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia right now. I am here to speak at a conference, but also take the chance to interview my friend whom I met from LinkedIn, Crystal Lim. Let me introduce Crystal a little bit. Crystal describes herself as a B2B influencer, especially on LinkedIn. She is famous on LinkedIn for toifies, taking selfies in toilets. Maybe we'll dive deep into that story later. She is also, listen to this, a former Miss Malaysia finalist. So I'm sure we have a lot of very interesting topics to dive into with Crystal. Welcome, Crystal, to the Wholehearted Podcast.
Thank you, Coen, for having me today. Welcome to KL.
Oh yeah, I always love coming to KL. It's like I love the energy here, and it's a very vibrant city. So let's just start very quickly, right, by asking you this very common question we always ask our guests. What does being a wholehearted mean to you?
I think that being wholehearted means that someone whose heart has wisdom, kindness, and sincerity, and probably this heart of him or hers, use it in a very impactful way, not only for yourself but for other people as well. So this is the meaning of wholeheartedness in my own terms, yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Actually, when you're saying it, right, I feel like you're describing yourself. No, but of course you're not describing yourself, but I just kind of feel like you're describing yourself because when I first met you, that's the same first impression I have of you. I was thinking to myself, wow, this lady has a lot of followers on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is a place that's actually very difficult to stand out nowadays because everyone's on LinkedIn. But at the same time, there's so many people really fighting for attention. But she is always able to capture the attention of people. So when I first met her right in Singapore, I remember we had a short coffee at the airport before she fly back to KL. I was a little bit nervous lah. I'm like, I wonder what is she like, She's so famous, Well, she turns out to be very, very nice. She's very, very... like she said, like use your heart, right, to serve other people.
But at the same time, this wholeheartedness, right, also comes with a lot of holes and challenges as well, right? It comes with all the negative aspect as well to make it wholesome. It has to come in a package.
Yes. So care to share with me what are some of these challenges that you mentioned?
I think probably one of it can be fear. Everyone has fear, right? And these are the things that sometimes can actually make one just pull back a little. Because you fear the things that you don't know. And when you don't know, you don't want to try. And when you don't want to try, you don't want to take action.
When you say that, right, it just reminds me why I started the Wholehearted Podcast in the first place. I mean, I'm from Singapore, right? So in Singapore, we are all brought up in a very strict environment and also a very competitive education system. So our Singapore dream, the script is always study very hard, get to a good school, find a good job, and then your life will be happily ever after. But because of this, right, a lot of people are very scared, in your words, right? They fear of, deviating from the norm. So they just like buy into this storyline. So I'm very curious to learn, to hear from you, right, from the perspective of Malaysia. Are also Malaysians sometimes a bit fearful of stepping out and trying new things?
Yeah, I think this is probably not really a Malaysian or a Singaporean thing. It's more like humans in general. It can be anyone. Everyone has this fear and challenge that they have to face in their life every single day.
But why are they so fearful of new things?
Because they do not know what are the consequences that will happen to them, and it probably is a risk to take as well.
Have that happened to you before?
It just happened to me last year, right? When I actually became a solopreneur about 1 year ago. Actually coming to 1 year already.
Wow.
Time flies, right? So I do not know what will happen when I, handed in my resignation letter.
Wow.
And I didn't really have a plan because there's no plan. How could you plan for this kind of thing? What is B2B influencer? What is a LinkedIn influencer? Can you really make money from it? Like, what should I do? So I really have no idea, but I just decided to give it a try, and I just go ahead and do it until today, coming to 1 year already.
Thank you for sharing that. And since you touched on that, right, I'm going to dive right into it already. what exactly is a LinkedIn influencer? What exactly is a B2B influencer? Normally we hear of influencers like, they are mostly B2C, but what exactly is a B2B influencer?
Yeah, so I actually put it B2B in the sense that I want to differentiate myself from the Instagrammers and TikTokers, like those typical B2C platforms, right? Because LinkedIn is a platform where people normally go there for job hunting in general.
Yep.
But I go there to create content, to bring awareness, to bring visibility, to inspire people. And we actually have quite a number of content creators on LinkedIn itself. So I feel it's very different from other platforms. And we don't really sell things there, right? It's just bringing more visibility to our business. That part of it, more educational. So when I call B2B, it's more like business to business. So it's more corporate. I do a lot of corporate storytelling. And even when I started this, right, I did inform all my LinkedIn friends, whom I've known for years, right? I did ask them, hey, I want to use the word influencer, but I feel very cringe. I feel cringe until today, to be honest.
Okay.
But I have to use it because it's a general term that a lot of people will understand. And at the same time, I also use the word storyteller, just that sometimes people may not get it. But that's a good thing. If people don't get it, it's an opportunity for me to explain to them what is it about.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I like it. So it's kind of like you're going to a blue ocean, right? Like B2B storyteller, B2B influencer, everything like that. So when you say that you're afraid that money, where's the money going to come from? Like, what made you finally overcome this fear and say, okay, I'm just going to try it and do it?
Again, right, when I spoke to some of my friends whom I've known them for a bit, right, I remember one of those said that, Crystal, what is the worst could happen to you? If it really doesn't turn out right, just get another job. That's it. That's the worst could happen to you. I'm like, oh yeah, so why am I so fearful? Right? So at least I try, and it doesn't work, I can always go back to work as an employee. Because I've been working as an employee, throughout my life. Really. And I was very happy to be an employee. Nothing wrong. Every month I have salary. I do not need to worry where to get income. Weekends, I have my time off.
Yep.
So now, as a solopreneur, I'm sure you're working like every day and every night.
Yes.
Right. But the satisfaction is different. Even though I know I'm actually working every day, the happiness you get is a different kind of feeling.
Nice.
The fulfillment you get is another different kind of satisfaction and the fulfillment that you get from being a solopreneur.
What is the biggest satisfaction you get as a solopreneur?
I think you get to do things in your own way. There's no one to report to. Only you yourself have to report to yourself.
Yep.
And if you don't put in effort, you don't get income. So you have to strive every day. You have to think of ways how to connect with people, how to make more people know you, make more people know your business.
Yep.
And if that's something that you enjoy doing, it just happened very naturally. It's automatic. You just can't shut it off. So now I do understand business owners, right? They do have their own worries.
Yes.
And their own frustration and their own happiness as well.
Yes. That's well said. That's very well said. Right, it's like you get to choose, right, the freedom to choose what you want to do. And of course, there's this phrase from Michael E. Gerber, right, who is the author of E-Myth. He says when you decide to fire, most people become entrepreneurs or solopreneurs because they are sick and tired of working for their boss. So they decide to fire their boss. But what happens is they become their own boss. They start to hire themselves. And then they realize they have a lunatic as the boss. Because it's actually very hard to self-manage. Sometimes it's easy to kind of, tired lah, sleep a bit longer lah. So in my early days as an entrepreneur also was like that. It's like, I just no mood lah, very tired lah, sleep a bit longer, then sleep 5 minutes, become 10 minutes, become 15 minutes. Later you sleep 1 hour later, 2 hours later, then you wake up, you take your time, you eat your breakfast, half a day is gone already. And then I start to feel, oh no, half a day is gone, like I've wasted half a day, then now how? Then you know what the funny thing is? Instead of working harder for the rest of the day, I feel like, no mood already. Just never mind lah. Tomorrow then I start again. So then you just keep postponing, and then you just end up developing a lot of bad habits. So how do you stop yourself from developing such bad habits to manage yourself?
I think every day I do have a schedule. So I don't really go into that bad habit yet.
That's
and
good. That's good.
yeah, I just follow my schedule. But of course, it's probably on that day you feel like resting. No harm. You do need some rest as well. Sometimes maybe you are feeling very tired and stuff like that, right? So Coen is okay. Yeah, we do have our downtime. Our mood is a bit down.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to take a little break, and then you can get back your mood, go back into action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. It's like the last 2 months I never produced any podcast episode. I was feeling all guilt. I was feeling like, it's like, what am I doing? Is this going to drag on forever? Is my followers and listeners going to stop listening? So I'm like, I was really, that was very, very real. Like giving myself the permission to take a break. Yeah, but not everybody wants to be self-starter, wants to be self-managed, right? I mean, I just think of one example of a person who used to be a cabin crew. Singapore Airlines cabin crew, right? Then after she's very tired of flying already, she wants to start her own business or do property agent or do insurance agent, right? Because you're SIA cabin crew, right? Your time is not your time one. It's the rostering tell you, okay, you fly today, go to New York. Tomorrow you fly London. They tell you when to fly. You just follow. But when you become a solopreneur, you become real estate agent, you become insurance agent, you suddenly by yourself. Your calendar empty one. Then you need to put things in your calendar, like who to meet, who to call, who to connect. Wow, then they don't know what to do. Do you have that problem, or you always knew, very disciplined, you know what you want?
No, I'm actually not a disciplined person. I really follow the flow,
Okay.
and I really like follow the river. I'm a Pisces, so I follow the river, follow the flow. I'm very fluid. I'm very flexible.
Okay.
Like we have a LinkedIn friend for Davos. I attended his class recently. He's 4 color brain, and that's
Very interesting.
I think I'm a green brain, so I'm more to the creative side. I can be messy, but in this messiness, there's structure in it.
I like that.
And we are very fluid, and we do things first and think later. So I don't really plan things in advance.
Oh, okay.
Not too much, and I'm not really a super planner as well. Because if I am, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing today. So that's all, again, pros and cons. And I think in today's world, it's good to be adaptable also. Follow the latest trend or technology, and see what is in it for you, whether you can actually use your talent to fit into whatever is happening right now
So beautiful.
in today's world.
What you're sharing, right, it sounds like you have a lot of self-awareness. Like you the way you say things like very simple like that. But it sounds like there's a lot of self-awareness there. Right? Especially you say that for all your life you have been working as an employee, right? So like, did you always have this self-awareness, or did you have this like sudden realization that actually I'm a very fluid person. I just want to go with the flow?
I think ever since young, I am a little bit more to the creative side already.
Okay.
Although I went to science stream, I actually studied science, right?
Oh.
But again, it has to be both sides. I think I'm very balanced in both ways also. Having said that, right, it's the people around me that I tend to learn from them and I observe them. So when we meet up, right, I always ask them their story, like consider kepochi a bit, busybody a bit, right? So you just ask them, hey, why do you guys start business? I want to know why. I start to be more curious about that part. I've never asked this question before. Only within the past 1 year, I start to ask people this question. So when they really tell me their story, why they can actually start a business, I can say that 80% of them, right, said that they don't plan it. It happens at the right time, right place, right people.
Wow.
So this formula, because it's just like me. Why I did this, right? It's also again because of the right people, right timing, and right place, which I believe is true for me. If I don't meet certain people, I don't. Maybe I'm not matured enough. The timing wasn't right. I wouldn't have taken that action.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there has to be this kind of few elements that come into it at the right time. Just like creating luck, right? Luck doesn't just come like that. It sounds like, oh, you always have good luck and all that. But a lot of times, right, we actually create it. Maybe we don't realize it.
Yes. Actually, luck is one of those things that is kind of like a lag indicator. It's like after the event, then we look back and say, oh yeah, I was lucky. Actually, maybe you're not really lucky. Like you say, you really did certain actions in a certain order. Then we need to actually go and reflect and look back at, okay, what exactly did we do? Then we can actually distill the formula and make it repeatable again. Then we can repeat over and over again. Otherwise, right, it just becomes like you just leave it to luck. Like I say, luck is not a strategy. Like you cannot just, okay lah, see how lah, I just do whatever I want. I think there's still this element of understanding what exactly creates luck. So there's a part of you that says that you are going the flow, but there's also a part of you that say, like you said, right, there's a method behind the madness.
For my side, I think it's because I have been doing a lot of content creation, right? So this has actually accumulated for the past 3-4 years.
Okay.
People only see me now, right? Within the 1 year, I was a solopreneur. I am a solopreneur for 1 year. But if you really look back, I have been actually doing this for 3-4 years already.
Ah.
It's not an immediate thing.
Okay.
I've been doing it for years, and only today people start to see the the consequence or the results of the action for the past few years.
It's like the myth of the overnight success. They think that, Crystal's so lucky, right? Like suddenly overnight just becomes successful. But actually you've been practicing, preparing, crafting, honing, gaining mastery over this. So you say you will be working for people in your life. What type of job were you doing? You say you're creative and you're a content creator.
I started off being a junior post-producer back then. Yeah, so we produced a lot of like TV commercials. So I was a junior producer in quite a big company. And after that, I moved to a smaller company, so where there's more flexibility as well. And after that, I went into corporate sales. So when you're in corporate sales, you tend to learn everything, which I think was very good for me. As an introvert, going into sales side is something that really taught me how to communicate with humans even more. And after that, like come into like BD, business development, brand manager. So all these things come into the picture. I think I just pick up from everything, everywhere.
Wow. So what I'm hearing is that you're actually picking all these things because you have a very empathetic heart. You're able to empathize with people. In BD and in sales and in marketing, KYC, right? Know your customer. And so you have this level of empathy and sensitivity that you're able to know your customer so well.
Yeah, always must know your customer, correct. What are their pain points? Really, really find out what actually they're facing. And if you can ask the right questions, they will tell you the right answer. And not many people can actually ask the right question.
Yes.
Not many people want to answer you as well.
Yes. So how did you ask the right question? Were you lucky or what?
I think that's where building trust and building relationship is very important because, like it or not, people like to buy from people that we trust in a way. Your products, aside from being good, because if you say your product is good, A, B, C, D, E, F, G also have similar products.
Yep.
So why must I choose you compared to other people?
So
there's something different about that particular person or a company that differentiate themselves from other people.
So it's about building trust.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors coming to the picture.
And you say asking questions, and then I'm linking this back to the part where you say you're kepo-ji. So does being a kepo busybody, which is actually a better word is curious lah.
Curious.
Yeah, being a busybody, right? Would you say that being very busybody helps you to ask better questions?
This kind of busybodiness, right, is more like showing your concern and care for the other person. Not being busybody, being selfish. So that's the difference. A lot of times we are curious and we are kepochi to benefit ourselves, right? But if you can be busybody in the sense that you care for that person more, then I think it's a different type of busybody already. It's a different type of kepochi. So depending on what angle that kepochiness is.
It's just so interesting. I never think about that before. Like kepo is kepo, right? But it's like kepo about to benefit yourself and kepo to benefit others. That's so deep. Like, tell me more. How do you know the difference?
Because I think certain actions you do or certain questions you ask, if a lot of times is you're just taking.
Yeah.
The question that you ask is taking for yourself, right? I think the other person will know it and it reflects that energy. But if you are actually asking the questions that suit them, that you show that you are caring for them, right? You care for them and you are actually trying to solve their problem.
Okay.
Then they will feel that, hey, this Crystal's actually, understand me. She actually really trying to help me. It's not so much for herself, not so much to hit her sales target, not so much on hitting her KPI, although sales is very important. Every business needs sales for sure. It's the most basic thing. And the customer know that you approach them is for sales, for sure. They know you visit them, it's for business, confirm.
Yes. That's right.
So everyone is doing that. So sometimes we have to do it in a way that we are really, really, really want to showcase that our solution can really help. But before doing that, we need to understand them first. So that part, I think there's a little bit of skill there and a lot of practice needs to be done. So this comes from experience. I believe this comes from experience.
It's also from experience also, but also I think because you're capo. Because you're capo, right? Okay, just for our listeners who are not from this part of the world, capo means busybody, right? It's a local colloquial term for being busybody. So being capo, right, also allows you to have that daring to ask questions. Right, it's like sometimes we were trained not to ask questions. I think we have the questions beaten out of us since young. Like when you go to school, right, you ask a question, hey, Cher, I don't understand, can you repeat again? Then they say, then your classmate will say, hey, why are you so stupid? How come you never pay attention? Is it? Your teacher say, you never pay attention in class. That's why you need to ask a question. Right? Let's say you go to work, when you're working, right, you ask the first day of work, you ask your colleague, hey, this one how to do? You scared you malu, right? You scared you paise, you get embarrassed. People will say, hey, these are things, simple things you don't know. Then you feel paise and embarrassed, right? You are humiliated. And therefore, we stop learning how to ask questions.
It reminds me, right? I had this experience on my first day of job in corporate sales. My first day, I was very young at the time, right? So I was replying to a client's email. She wanted to buy a product, right? So I replied the email by asking one question. So she replied me with the answer. I asked the second question again. Then I asked the third question again. And by the time the third, fourth email, she blew up in the email. She sent me a big, all in capital letters. Crystal, can you please ask one shot all the question? Because I was total newbie, I don't know what question to ask at that time. To her, she thought I'm probably a regular staff. She didn't know I was new. So it also taught me that when you ask question, instead of asking, because I wasn't asking question, I was asking only one. If you could have asked the proper correct questions at the beginning,
yes,
it will make her a happier customer. Yeah, so I actually got scolded on my first job. So I remember that, until today,
But you really want to know the customer, ma. I mean, it's not your fault.
I mean, I should have asked that particular few questions first instead of, going back and forth.
I think there's also a challenge between text messages and spoken communication. Obviously, in spoken communication, you don't ask all the questions, right? Like sometimes you go to a speech and then after that the person go up to the microphone and says, actually, I got a question for you. But then they ask 3 or 4 questions. Then the speaker will say, actually, your one question is 3 or 4 questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if I answer you, we have no time already, you know what I mean? So really it's about learning how to like read the signs. So when asking in text message, maybe it's better to like consolidate your question, like you say. So you also, but like you say, like you're new, so you're still, you ask one question, you get the answer already, then you think about the next question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't think about like the common FAQ to ask, right? So you also talk about content creation. I also read about this. You were a Grab storyteller?
Oh yes, I was a Grab storyteller about
Tell me about that.
2 years ago.
What's that?
One day I saw there was this program actually from Singapore, right? So they collaborated with Grab to find aspiring content creators. So I actually applied for that. I went through an interview and they picked 25 of us from both Malaysia and Singapore. So they gave us a 1-month course to do video content creation and how to be a storyteller. Of course, the content we create is all related to Grab, because it has to be Grab. So I think it's a win-win situation for all of us. We get the knowledge, education. At the same time, Grab also has that brand visibility and benefit the merchants or the drivers, because there are people to tell the stories of Grab on our social media. And I remember I only had about 3,000 LinkedIn followers at the time. And I was the only one who told them, hey, I'm using LinkedIn as my social media account, while everyone else is using Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. So they say, okay lah, can lah, use your LinkedIn lah. Okay. Then I have to go and find Grab merchants. I chose business owners, while a lot of them chose drivers, Grab riders and all that. I wanted to go to the business side of it. And I did approach a few of our LinkedIn friends as well. Yeah, it's a good conversation starter, and until today we are still friends. And half of it, I actually did cold call. I really cold call.
You cold call them?
Yeah, I really cold call the company, because I did a bit of research on my own, and I feel that this company has a really good story to tell. for example, right, it was a kueh company, a food company, but they hire deaf people in the restaurant.
Ooh.
So it's not about the food anymore.
Yep.
It's more than that. So these are the stories that I picked up. It's not about the food anymore. Same as the kueh. That owner, right, he produced kueh, he manufactured kueh, and every morning he will actually put a tray of kueh in front for the Grab riders to take it for free of charge.
Ooh.
Anyone who go there to deliver the
Wow.
food, right,
Yes.
they can just take it for free.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is so interesting.
So interesting. I'm
Yes.
also but I mean, I didn't even see that story, right? But just listening to you tell the story secondhand right now, I'm also very, very intrigued by it. I'm also kind of,
Yeah.
that's so interesting.
Very, very interesting. So I just told that story. I recorded it, Maybe the video at the time not very good, but again, we don't need perfection. We
Yes.
really don't need perfection, right?
Yes.
And I just did it. And after the program, that was during the program, After the program, Grab actually approached me and said, hey, we actually want to hire you. And actually, like really on a 6-month project, like a serious one, to actually tell 1 month, one story of a Grab business owner.
Wow.
And it was like, wow, yes, I got it. It was a surprise. It was a very pleasant surprise to me at that time. And it
Wow.
gave me the motivation to tell stories even more. And I think because of that, I'm already, not to say used to it, I have certain experience in that because that was the time you need to ask questions to the business owner. Like, what inspired them to open their business? Why are they doing what are they doing? What are their challenges? During the pandemic, how do they survive? I want to know myself, right?
Yep.
I'm sure a lot of people want to know.
Yes.
So these kind of things, I picked up and I learned it a lot along the way. And to come out into a nice little video content, share it
Wow.
with people.
Wow, that's very, very, very beautiful. Yeah, it's like for me, what I'm hearing is that you have this, not only your busybody, but you have this knack of being able to find the beauty in a story. I think that's also that's an art and there's a wisdom as well, right? Many people walk past. Not only the world that we live in today is very, very digital. Like people are consumers. They are not producers. They are not content producers. They are content consumers. They will be doom scrolling, or they will just be. In Singapore, people don't drive as much in Singapore. They take public transport. So the public transport is very, very efficient. So when you see people after work, then they are in the trains, the MRT, or in the bus, right? They're constantly on their phone. Like that. And sometimes you see their eyes is almost like, right? So it's like they're just mindlessly consuming things. They walk past beautiful things without even noticing. Some of them, right, they are in the restaurant eating alone, but they are watching something and they're eating. The food, no matter how tasty, they're just like.
Yeah.
So it's like they're passing by so much beauty. So you have this ability to spot beautiful story, like find the story within the story. How did you have this skill? Like, is it natural or you learn it?
I think again, there's always a unique point or unique story in everything, everyone and everything. And if someone can spot that, I think it's a really good blessing for people and for the person, right? Because not everyone can know. Like even if you ask me, I wouldn't know that I have so many like interesting qualities until people like you and a few other of my friends actually mentioned that to me. I wouldn't know until they came and tell me this. Hey, Crystal, you can actually do this. Hey, Crystal, do you know you're actually good in that? I was like, really? I can do that? Crystal, do you know you can actually do things on your own as a solopreneur? I'm like, are you sure? Crystal, you can actually teach my sales team how to do content. That was years ago. I'm like, are you sure? I doubted myself and I said, no, right? So again, sometimes it's the people around you and notice you more than you notice yourself. It's the same as in business, right? Every day
Yes.
you're seeing the same old thing.
Yes.
Every day I've been seeing my same old product. I'm already blinded. I cannot think of anything else already. I need to come in, with a different angle, fresher perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, every day you see the same thing. It's like the same old thing. Sometimes, right, the people around you will give you the inspiration and you have to catch that. Even in the comment section of our LinkedIn post,
Wow.
it's
That's
very
so true.
important. Certain things that they say is very valuable. Pick it up from there. There's a reason why people comment that comment. Not simply for fun. Even the for fun content, even the for fun comment can be very valuable.
That's so true. That's so true. I mean, so you're very aware, very mindful. You're able to pick up on all these kind of things like that. And also because it's like you said, right, the bottle of water, right, the water inside cannot read the label outside.
That's nice.
So sometimes you need people to kind of tell you like, hey, Crystal, you're good at this, you're good at that, because we need mirror. We need people to see ourselves. Otherwise, we cannot see what we are good at, and then we just bury our gifts. We just go through life, just autopilot, never really realizing our full potential, and then we just do the same thing over and over again. And then we question ourselves: why are we so lost? Why are we so disengaged? Why are we not having fun in life? Like you say, you're having fun, right? And then we start to go, maybe I need to start a business. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need another holiday. But you see, you go holiday, but if you never change the way you see things, you come back the same person. You can go a lot of holiday, it's like you can go holiday, go shopping, go eat, go massage, everything. You come back, you're still the same person. But it's really about letting the world change you. And
Just like my mom, right? She said, go holiday, wasting money. You go there, eat air.
Your mom say that?
Sick phone, right?
Yeah.
You go there, eat air, right? And then you come back, what do you get? But that's why it's a different perspective. Like to me, when we travel, of course our mind opens up.
Yes.
So again, it depends on the person, how they see things.
Yes.
Yeah. Or some people, they spend on material things because they said that they can feel and see the money. This money is exchanged into, let's say, a handbag, for example.
Yes.
You can feel it, right?
Yes.
Compared to someone like me, I rather spend on food. But the moment you eat the food, you can't see it anymore. I'm actually spending it on experiences.
Yes.
So I think there's no right or wrong. It's still your personal choice and how someone wants to live their life. If they're happy doing that, by all means.
That's very beautiful because, I mean, even I just arrived in KL yesterday, right? It's like I come to KL quite often. I come once or twice a year, but that's not very often. Some people come very often, right? But even just the second day, I'm really seeing a lot of differences. Right? I'm really starting to learn a lot about the difference. Actually, the funny thing is, I don't just learn about Kuala Lumpur. I learned about Singapore from coming to Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just now this morning, I was having breakfast with my friends, and you met them just now on the way in, right? We're having breakfast, and then I was talking about how Singaporeans we are always, when we introduce ourselves, we are introducing ourselves like a job title and our LinkedIn profile like that. And then my another friend said, why are Singaporeans why like that one? Then another person said, actually you must understand Singapore is like that because you everything is very competitive in Singapore. If you have 5 seconds to introduce yourself, right, you cannot make an impact in the first 5 seconds. You are no chance already. You are like down already. So it's very competitive, very competitive. Whereas in Malaysia, right, people is not so like, so impatient. They're kind of like, okay, I want to know you first. I don't mind, having coffee with you a few times, a few rounds, get to know you. You know me, I know you, we know each other. Then we can decide, whether we want to, do more things together, collaborate on business together, or I want to hire you or not. Whereas in Singapore, right, it's just very, very fast. And so therefore, it's both good and bad because if you you master the skills, right, to stand out, then you can definitely stand out in a room of people. You can just take the mic and then within first 5 seconds, create a big impact, right? But then the bad thing is that some people may not like it. People say, oh yeah, you're so show off, you're so this and that. So these little nuances, this little difference, right? You need to come to Kuala Lumpur and experience it for yourself. Then you see the difference one. You cannot sit in Singapore and on internet and read about these kind of things because it's not the same. Yeah, so I get to know Singapore better when I come to Kuala Lumpur. I'm sure when you come to Singapore, you also come to Singapore quite often, right? Tell me more about your trips.
I mean, within the past few months, just 3 times only. Yes, got a hat trick.
Just got a hat trick.
No more already after this. No more plans. Yeah.
Hopefully you come to Singapore more often. But what are some of the things you take away from Singapore?
Actually, when I was there, I have many good things to say about Singapore, right?
Of course, yeah.
For sure. And the people that I met over there, again, there are almost all are my LinkedIn friends that I have communicated with them for the past few years. So again, how I use my LinkedIn connections from being strangers, from being total cold connection. When I go to another country, I'm already friends with them. And they are so happy to bring me out to eat. Crystal, come and try our Singapore food. Like, wow. It's like, they are like so welcoming and they just welcome visitors like me to go enjoy Singapore, to see Singapore. And they know where are the best places to go, right?
Of course.
Not me, I'll just randomly go to some place, right? So I really thank them for that. And, you are one of them, for example, right? Yeah. So it's very interesting to know that this kind of meetups can only happen if we actually communicated. on LinkedIn, right? And if from LinkedIn itself, if the conversation wasn't that good or there's just the vibes wasn't there, right? Probably we will not have meetup, right? Even after our first meetup, you can roughly tell whether you want to continue meeting up with the person next again, right? Second meeting or third meeting. So sometimes I believe that meeting in person, you get to feel the person's vibes and energy, and the little actions that the person do can really tell a lot, and whether you guys can click, there's synergy or not. And when I was Singapore, I was there, of course, for a workshop. The first 2 times was a workshop, right? And I really learned a lot of things about them, how the Singaporeans attend conferences. Actually, it's not only Singaporeans; it's a lot of people from around the world attended the workshop.
Yeah.
And again, I have to thank all of them, including you, for being very hospitable.
I also thank you, right? Because I also consume your content on LinkedIn. Like I said at the start of today's podcast, that I also have certain expectations, but also sometimes the expectations are upended. It's like you have a set expectation, but then the person break your expectations, which is sometimes good and sometimes not so good. So I want to talk to you, since you talk a lot about LinkedIn, I think it's a great time for us to segue into LinkedIn, right? Have there been times when you met people who seems to be very polished on LinkedIn, but when you meet them, you're a bit disappointed? No
I
names.
think that happens to me as well.
No need names, yeah.
I mean, people say that about me as well. Crystal, on LinkedIn, I thought you are like, I don't know how what did they say? But when I met you, you're like so friendly. What you mean? So on LinkedIn, I'm not so friendly? No, just kidding. It's something like that, because sometimes we cannot blame them, because on LinkedIn it's still a social media platform, right?
Yeah.
If it's just photo and text, there are no videos. It's very hard to see the person, right? We can only just use our instincts or use whatever information we have online to assume that the person. I mean, sometimes humans, we tend to assume things, like it or not, right? Have a certain impression of you.
Yes.
But when you meet the person in real life, there's a lot more things. A lot more things. It can be good and bad. It can be both ways, right?
Yes.
So it does happen. I'm pretty sure it does happen all the time, even to me until today as well. People will have a certain perception of me, but when they meet me, then they feel like, oh, Crystal is actually like this, not like that. It's the same as everyone. So again, it's difficult to judge, right? Like, I can behave like this today, but you never know. Half a year later, something happened and I may change as well. The attitude may change, or certain things may change a little bit here and there.
I think people change. I think we need to give people permission to change. I think we talk a lot about growth mindset, right? We tell people, you must have a growth mindset, don't be a fixed mindset. But the way we see other people, we judge other people, we are double standard. It's like we want them to grow, but we want to have this fixed impression of them. Then if they grow, then we say, "Ayo, Crystal, you changed already. You're not so friendly anymore." But different people, you need to give people permission to grow, because life changes. They get married, they move to a new city, they have children, they have new priorities, or they have new dreams.
Something happened in their life,
Yeah,
something
not so
depressing
good
happened in
thing.
their life. That's why that person disappeared, for example. But we never really bothered to ask, or maybe they don't want to tell. Not everyone want to tell out things, right?
This one just goes back to what you said earlier on. When you are busybody, is it out of concern or is it out of self-knowledge? Sometimes people like to gossip, and then they like to talk about people or discuss about people. But very often when you discuss people and put people down, right, it's actually a way to make yourself feel better. Because maybe you feel insecure, then you want to put people down just to make yourself feel better. So you do a lot of LinkedIn workshops, right, and personal branding on LinkedIn. What are some tips will you give to our listeners and people who wants to build more influence on LinkedIn?
For the newbies, I would say. So
Well, maybe a person has been using LinkedIn for the past 6 months. So the person is not a newbie. The person is not getting started, but the person is really using it. But the person is starting to feel like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just participating for the sake of participating. And I'm not sure how to elevate my game to the next level so that I can, attract the right opportunities for me on LinkedIn. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think the first thing they have to know, why are they on LinkedIn in the first place, right? When I started LinkedIn, I was quite clear that I wanted to promote my former companies, my former boss' products and services. That was my main intention, right? And along the way, I learned how to create better content throughout the years on how to really promote or to make the products or the company even more visible. So if someone really want to do it on LinkedIn, you have to ask yourself, is it, I don't know, is it really to get sales, or you want more brand awareness, or you just want to get more connections, or what do you want? In the end, what really do you want to get out of it, right? Then only you know what kind of content that you should be creating or how the person engage with each other. There's a reason also why we comment on each other's posts,
Yeah.
right? The engagement comes in naturally. You get to make friends with people. It's much easier to meet up. So again, you have to see what they really want out of it. Because sometimes I see some of them don't even tidy up their profile. Yeah? They
Yeah.
don't know what to do with it because no one actually told them. So I met a lot of people and I told them, say, your banner, you can actually do something about it. Right? Put something there that one look, people will know what you're doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very important.
Because I also remember when our early stage of our LinkedIn journey, I also didn't know what to do. I also don't know what to post. My profile was like, I'm using my 10-year-old. The picture was there for 10 years. My profile photo. And I didn't update anything at all.
Yeah.
A lot of things I didn't do.
Yeah.
After that, I started to tidy up. I started to create more content and just learn from the experience that you get. Or maybe you try to observe some really good content creators and learn why are you attracted to their profile. Maybe you can just use that as an example. Why you like to read this person's content compared to another person you just scroll, you don't want to see. So ask yourself that question, why? Why you like this profile? Why it's so interesting? His banner so nice. Wow. You can learn from there.
Yeah.
Improvise from there. You can, do it in your own way.
Okay, so I summarize. One is know why you're there in the first place. Number two, tidy up your profile. Number three, also develop your own taste. Right? It's like when a newborn baby, right, is you need your parents to feed you, right? But after a while, you start to develop your own taste, right? You kind of go. They feel something, you speed up. They feel something, you like, right? So your parents kind of like learn about your preference. I think very often people stop learning about their own preference. They just autopilot go through life, right? But I think it's very important for you to really learn your preference as well.
Yeah, because if they don't, in the end, if they don't know their goals, right, on LinkedIn, they will get burnt out. When they create content and let's say nobody engages with them and they don't get any DMs in terms of collaboration or there's nothing out of it, right? They'll feel very burnt out and in the end, they will just leave the place because there's no purpose in the end, right? But I also ask a lot of people, a few of them, why they are on LinkedIn. Some of them say they use it as a journal, which I think is, it's a good idea as well. They do not expect anything, so they're happy to just create content and hope one day their children will actually see all their stories.
That's
So
interesting.
there's a purpose there. He has his purpose. And having said on LinkedIn, right, a lot of people say that, how about other platforms? Because I do realize that there are many people who are on LinkedIn only. They are not on other platforms.
I
You'll be
mean,
surprised.
it takes so much energy just to maintain one platform, to be honest with you. Like, I can't imagine like just maintaining so many platforms, and especially every platform has their own native language. What people don't really understand is like LinkedIn is a bit like a forum, like a conference, right? LinkedIn is like a conference where people bring their own different expertise and stories, right? And whether they are sharing at a panel, they're sharing at a plenary, at a keynote, or they are sharing it over at tea break. So LinkedIn is like a massive conference. Instagram is like a magazine. You flip magazine, you see pictures more than you see words. If the words or the pictures attract you, you probably read a bit more of the words lah. But most of the time, Instagram is very more like a mosaic of pictures and videos. So if you just look at a person's Instagram homepage, right, or their first page, right, you start to see certain pictures, you kind of get a picture of who they are. Whether they are yoga instructor with a lot of yoga pictures, maybe they are a dog trainer with a lot of pictures of them with dogs. Like you can kind of like get a first glance of a person. So Facebook, I think, is a little bit more like an exchange, right? It's like a marketplace. Right? People come, ask for recommendations, recommend places to go, food to eat, how to fix their computers and all that, and people comment and everything. So it's like every single platform has their own native language. So it's really important for us to study and understand the native language, because if you use the wrong language in the wrong platform, it's like you're speaking French in Malaysia and you're speaking, like, I don't know, the Portuguese in Russia, right? Like then you miscue, you see. So I think it's so much effort to just go and study and understand the LinkedIn and every different platforms that you go into, right? So my question to you is, how do you advise people to differentiate their strategies on different platforms since you're a content creator yourself?
Yeah, so I only focus on LinkedIn as my number one platform. The other platform, I just do a repost or just a repurpose of the same content that I just repost on my Instagram or TikTok. I just put it there.
Does it scale across?
I just use it maybe more for like Google SEO search and something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just for like a backup.
But you're very clear that LinkedIn is your main.
You know, LinkedIn organic SEO is really good. It's really, really, really.
Tell me more.
You just, I remember first time I met a guy, right? First time I don't have a physical name card. I only use LinkedIn to connect with people. So I say, hey, can we connect on LinkedIn if you have? He said, oh, I have, but 1 year I never log in already. I don't use LinkedIn at all. Too professional for me. I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, really don't like LinkedIn, right? So I like, it's okay, never mind then. But later on, after about 2 hours of conversation, suddenly I realized that he was wearing his company shirt, right? So I just Googled the brand of his company. Then I said, bro, look, the moment I Google your company or the product, LinkedIn, because he has a company LinkedIn page, right? I mean, just a few followers. It appears first page of Google search.
Oh, yes.
And if he is a business owner or, in the sales department, for example, or marketing, this is an excellent platform. And I told him, LinkedIn appear on your first. Imagine your customers are going to Google you for sure. They're going to Google you, Google your company, Google your products. LinkedIn already appear first page. They're going to click on it. And the moment they click on it, what do they see? Nothing. So why are you not creating content? Or at least tidy up your profile. And the same night, he posted 3 posts. Right after our meetup.
Yes. Well, you're very, very convincing.
Yeah.
But that's such a beautiful hack, right? I mean, it's like listeners at home, right? LinkedIn is actually searchable on Google, right? So it's like index on first page. And if you're not on LinkedIn and you're not creating meaningful content or at least like steering the narrative of your LinkedIn, you're missing out a big piece.
But having said that, because I also know he was in sales, and by asking that question or by informing him that part, is actually addressing his pain point already. No point I go and say LinkedIn is for you to create content. To him, he doesn't bother. LinkedIn is good to show your events, good for this and that. To him, he doesn't bother. But talking about that particular Google search hits him right in his mind already. And then woke him up.
Nice, right? So this one comes from all your years of doing business development work, lah. So you're able to master that.
So yeah, you try to observe the person, like what really this person want in, right? Try to figure out if can lah. Not easy. Sometimes humans a bit difficult to see, right? But sometimes just have to try lah.
But you really, I mean, it's very congruent. Everything that you shared so far, right, the narrative is very congruent. The fact that, you are curious about people because you are there to serve them. You're very service-oriented. And that really is the first thing that came to mind. That's what I took away after I met you for the first time. I wrote a LinkedIn post about you saying how you have a people-first mindset. And that's very powerful. Did you know, right, that when I went to 2019, I actually have a special VIP tour of Alibaba HQ. And because I know someone who knows someone high level there, so we are taking on a private tour. We met the CEO of Ants Financial. We actually see a lot of things, which I won't go into too much details because we are confidential. But one thing is we actually got a chance to talk to the head of HR of Alibaba Group. So we're not talking about Alibaba, we're talking about the entire, Taobao, the entire Alibaba ecosystem. So they are the group HR. So we asked them, what is one thing you look for in the Alibaba talent? And I'm very shocked and surprised with the answer. And they said, we look for this, in Chinese they say, 利他的精神. In English it means altruism. It's like such a word that I don't even know. So I need to go to Google, translate, 利他的精神, and it comes out, a sense of altruism. And I was like, wow, it's like, altruism is really the idea of like, asking yourself, how can you be beneficial to other people? It's like putting others ahead of you first. And that service mindset that they have here in Alibaba is the number one thing they look for in talents. It just goes to show that, wow, you have got what it takes to work in Alibaba, but at the same time also, I mean, you have a very, very beautiful virtue.
No, because if you think about it, right, in this whole world, who is the one who's going to give you business? Who's the one who's going to give you income in this real world? Humans, right? In the end, are still humans. So how are you going to achieve that? Is again by connecting with humans. So that is the part that in the end, all of us have to figure out why. So if you want people to, connect with you in a better way, or to build a certain professional relationship with you, right?
Yes.
Or to collaborate with you, in a way, we have to deal with humans, after all.
And to deal with humans, the best way to deal with them is to always come from a service-first mindset.
To benefit both parties. Win-win situation. It's not only taking. There are some people who just take a lot, right? So in the end, that is very short term. You can take now, but later on, nobody's going to give you anymore.
Yes.
You can only take it for that really short time, not for long term.
True. Then you need to find new people.
Yes, you have to find new
you.
people to give you that again and again.
So
again.
deep, right? That's. I just let you guys like settle on that a little. Wow. So I want to just like change track a little bit here because this is another very interesting part. You are Miss Malaysia finalist. Wow.
That's
you must
1,000
be
years ago.
Okay, but I still want to touch on that because look, I mean, when I asked you to describe yourself, you actually wrote that. So that makes me very curious about you. Right?
I
It's
wrote
like,
that, is it? On my LinkedIn profile, right?
Yes. So like, were you always very pretty and you always want attention or?
Actually, no, not at all. Aside from that,
Yes.
Miss Malaysia, right? Actually, one of my hobbies is taking part in contests. Those days, like we have newspaper competitions, slogan writing competitions, probably creative video contests and all that. And I always like to win prizes. That is just a thrill, and my hobby is part of a very rewarding hobby. Everyone has hobbies, right? So this is my hobby that I used to take part during weekends.
You have a very interesting hobby. You like to take part in contests.
Yeah, I like to win the prizes. Like those days that we have newspaper, like crossword puzzles and all that.
Yes.
We just participate, even drawing competitions. Just try it, And if you talk about Miss Malaysia, to me, it's a contest, right? And I just wanted to try and see how far I can go. And to me, it's just part of the journey, of life journey. And no matter what, I will have freebies, right, in.
So I need to win the freebies lah.
Yeah, because sometimes you already roughly know whether you are ready to win something or not. You can roughly tell. When you enter that, you see, wow, this lady is so confident. She's like ready to win the crown. You already know already.
Wow.
And the judges are actually judging you on day one. It's not on the night itself. Seriously. On the first day, there will be people already know, watching you already. Day 1, day 2, day 3, until the final night. That one is just a last thing, right? The final thing. It's the same thing in life, right? Actually, we already have people will notice you at the beginning, not really at the end. So this whole journey of beauty pageant is just one of it, just part of my taking part in contests hobby, I would say. And yeah, I just went for the interview and I got in, and I spent I spent 1 week with the ladies and to learn everything. So of course, there are experienced people there who already have certain experience, let's say catwalk, for example. Well, I was there to learn, to have fun, to be yourself and all that, right? Again, it's a learning journey for me, and it's a very good experience lah. Because I participated in a reality show before that.
Oh.
So that wasn't a beauty pageant. It was really a reality show.
What show is that?
It was the Music Executive by 8TV. The main sponsor or the main producer was actually Coca-Cola back then. Coca-Cola, the Music Executive, it was at 8TV. Okay, so during that time, I met a lot of very ambitious people during my batch. And again, I observed them. Why are they so ambitious? When given a task, a business task, they just perform it like that. And I was like the most introverted back then. I was just quiet and like, wow, all the seniors there doing a lot of things. I was one of the youngest lah. I was like, whoa. And then we were tasked to go to Tower Records. Last time we have a retail shop, right, selling
records,
CDs.
Yes.
Go and sell. Which team can sell the most CDs? Like, wow. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to talk to people to sell? I freaked out,
Ooh.
Yeah, so we actually work in that music industry at that time. Very interesting. Because if I thought to myself, if I really win it, right, I got a car.
Oh,
The
wow.
prize was a car.
That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
did you win the car?
No, I did not. I I got eliminated halfway.
Oh, because you're too quiet and passive.
Too quiet, too passive, yeah. Well, it was okay. And then also we got to, what you call? Aside from the car, we actually given certain tasks that is really related to the real business industry. And the winner also gets a job, actually.
Oh, wow.
They get offered a job by EMI back then.
Wow. So there's a price involved, so you just go take part in that.
Yeah, the funny part was I still remember during the audition process, right? We had to go through interview. The panel of the interviewer asked me, why do I want to win the job? Right? And I was still a college student at that time. I said, that's why those days we go to school is to find job lah. Not to be an entrepreneur, right?
Exactly,
so I said,
yeah.
we all study so hard is to find a job. If I win this competition and I can already get a job, why not?
I like how
Oh my goodness. Now
straight to the point you are. No, that's awesome. That to me is not cringe at all. Doing that is actually innocent.
The job already come to you, ma.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes we don't have to think about life as so noble, right? People ask me how do I learn the skills I learned to become such a good speaker and everything like that. I just tell the truth. I say that, look, I wish I have some noble desire, right? But the truth is the really turning point is when I was in secondary school, when I was in my teenagehood. I am interested in girls. But I was a very quiet, timid, shy boy, don't know how to talk to girls. I talk to girls, I stutter, I don't even dare to look them in the eyes. So, sorry to say this, sorry to disappoint my listeners, but I learned how to be a great speaker and how to really learn how to influence people. And I read books, study, and audit how to improve my communication skills because I just want to have a girlfriend. And so I thought it was very honest. He said, why do you come for this? Like, obviously, yeah, some people join pageant because they want to be a great impact to the world and everything like that. But you're like, hello, excuse me, I come in because I can get a job. It's a fast track to a job, right? And I get freebies, right, when you join a pageant and things. So you took part a lot of competitions like writing slogan, drawing, everything like that, because you want to win the prize.
Yep, definitely. That's definitely a motivation over there.
Would you say you are a very competitive person then?
No. I'm competitive probably against my own self, not too much on other people. I don't like to compete with people actually. I really don't like
interesting.
that. Yeah, but taking part in contest is more like yourself. It's whether you submit an entry, whether you win it or not. Right. So although you see me winning a lot of contests and prizes, right, there are a lot of times I did not win as well. Maybe out of, let's say, 99 times, I win one. So I really take part a lot. That is already my hobby.
So many.
There's so many contests.
It's not a hobby already, it's a full-time job already.
Yeah, it's like a full-time job, part-time job.
Yeah.
Part-time job.
Yeah, so you took part in so many contests because but you're just not trying to beat other people, not trying to compete with other people, but you're actually trying to compete against yourself.
Yeah, because in the end, you wouldn't know who are your competitors. You don't get to see them. It's just submitting an entry, and whether the judges pick your entry, that is the question.
Actually, I had this sudden picture in my mind, right? Like, you say you're a creative person. From young, you're a creative person. So you join this contest, hopefully for a creative reason, but actually not. Like, you just want to win the prize. But through the process, you almost feels like you went through a mixed martial art, a MMA version of creativity. Because creativity, let's say you work in an ad agency, right? You need to write copy, you need to be able to write slogan, you need to write hooks, you need to write, you need to draw pictures, or you need to have a great visual impact, right? So you are really, preparing yourself for a career in creative industry. You are already honing all these skills by taking part in all this competition. You were saying you win out of 99, you win one. Look, if you have taken part in 99 contests, right, you must be bloody good at what you do. Or you hone your skills that way. Again,
of course, we fail more times than we win. But when you win, you really get to enjoy that fruits of labor of yours.
You get a car.
Yeah, you got a car and stuff like that, right? It's 2 years of doing it. It's not suddenly again, right? Again, from your experience, like you submit these 10 entries. Why did the judge pick that particular entry? Or why do you win this contest compared why you did not win another contest? Maybe your slogan not so good here.Maybe your slogan is better here. Why? Then you ask yourself why. Then again, it's because when you win this kind of contests, right, sometimes money cannot buy. The prizes, really, money cannot buy, right? Such as winning a trip to Barcelona to meet Lionel Messi in person. Really in person. I actually posted it on my LinkedIn before, 1-2 years back. And these are something, even you have money, you cannot buy.
Oh my God, wait a minute. You went to Barcelona, you met Lionel freaking Messi?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, then... Yeah, he was like his manager over there, and then we went to Camp Nou.
And when you met Lionel Messi, were you like starstruck, like, oh, or you're like,
You
who
have
are
to
you?
maintain your composure. Lah.
You're like, you're just another person, right?
But he's very quiet and shy.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you met Lionel Messi.
Yeah, met
My
Lionel Messi.
God, everybody was so jealous of you. I'm jealous of you. Although I am a Real Madrid fan, but still, you have been super cool to meet Lionel Messi.
Yeah, and then some
Yeah.
of the other interesting prizes that I have won, of course, a FIFA World Cup final in Russia. I was there as well.
You were in Russia to see the
and
FIFA World Cup
it was
final.
like really amazing. You know, I have a clip. I have not posted it on LinkedIn yet. It's really amazing. You know why? I don't know why on that day, me and my brother, right? My brother and I went together. He's a football fan anyway. We actually bought Malaysia flag, you know. Oh, you should have seen that video. I should go and find it back.
You are
It's so huge, right? We were just walking around the stadium, so proud of our Malaysian flag. And when people see our Malaysian flag, right? Malaysians see, they'll come to us, hey, Malaysian! You also Malaysian. And when foreigners in other countries, some of them don't know. Say, hey, what flag is this? They will come to us, you know. It's a conversation starter. Hey, what flag is this? It's very beautiful. Actually, our flag received a lot of praises overseas. They come to us, want to take photo. All want to take photo with us because of the flag. It was really a very wonderful experience at that time.
You went to World Cup final.
Yeah, and likewise, when I see other people with their flags, we also go to them. So we just like make friends with everyone over there.
Oh wow!
But the best one is actually CA, you know CA, right? Our good friend on LinkedIn. He always say, I always win a trip to Ulu Klang, UK, right? That was actually a trip to London to meet Taylor Swift in person, like really in person. So when she came, the first thing she did was to hug me. What? But that was very, very early.
Stop it! You're making everyone jealous right now. It's like you met Lionel Messi, you got a hug from Taylor Swift. Like, did you wash your clothes after that? Like, I got a hug with Taylor Swift. I don't want to wash my clothes already.
It was a very early stage of her
God.
career, very early stage.
Wow.
And her guest at the time was Justin Bieber. Very young boy at that time. He was still, trying to go into the industry at that time, right? Very, very long time ago. Yeah, that was a very long time. 1,000 years ago already.
Okay, so you were very, very young then. And
Yeah,
when
still
you
in
were
the 20s.
When you were so young, come on, you were in the teenage. when you were so young, those years when you first started, right? You really get to expose all of these things. How
Yeah.
awesome is that?
Because at a young age, right, not many people can afford to travel, right? Not many, born in a privileged family to travel. Or even then, not many people want to travel. But I think me and my brother, we love to travel around. We want to see things. We want to, go to other countries just to experience the life, the food, the culture. So by winning prizes is one of the methods that we can actually bring ourselves to another country to explore every single thing over there. And that was one of the really, really interesting and the most happening years at that time, because there were a lot of contest organizers giving out holiday prizes, really. So we just take the opportunity to try.
But
And really won a lot. Australia trips, Hong Kong trips, Los Angeles, that was one of the furthest I've been. Paris, Rome.
wow.
Yeah, so all these things really open up our minds as well. And I think if you put in action, there will be some kind of consequences come out of it, whether good or bad lah. But there will be something.
So fantastic. So you travel the world, everything. But I think what's more important is the skills, like I said, the skills you develop through this whole exercise of taking part in contests, right? You learn all these different skills. Like you said just now, what really struck me just now, what you said is like when you win, you win this contest, but you never win that contest. Then you actually go back and ask yourself, why I win this, why I never win that, why I never win that one. Then you start to understand how to find the message to medium fit. The message, medium, and also the moment. So it's like the right message in the right medium at the right moment. Like you just now say one, right? Yeah, so it's like sometimes you have the right message, the right medium in the right moment, you win. But if you have the wrong message, right moment, right medium, cannot win.
Yeah.
So it's like, all these three must fit. And also you have this sense of timing, sense of this is actually an art form, it's a wisdom. Many people don't realize this one, Like you have the wrong timing, you have the wrong moment, you have the wrong message, or you use the wrong medium, like we said just now. You post certain cat videos on LinkedIn, you're probably tone deaf. You're not actually using the right medium with the right message. So you are really honing your skills in all these different areas.
Yeah, because again, you have to ask yourself why the judges must pick your entry as the winner compared to thousands of entries they receive. There must be something special about the way you write that capture the judges' attention. And what is it? It's the same thing as how we create content today, in today's world as well, or how we do business. There's something different about that particular business that you want to go back again and again and again.
You are truly a master,
Right.
really. You are really a master because many people never reach the level of mastery like you do, right? People just want to create content. They probably go to a school, right? A few content creation classes, and then, or even they just take a class on Udemy and they say, okay, this is what I was told. This is a template, right? Many people just follow templates, right? They actually never really iterate and really practice enough, and then to actually do that, like I said, have that self-reflection moment, to have that meta-cognition, meta-analysis to see, exactly what works, what doesn't work. So how can I tweak and change? That really is the mark of a true master, a
Yeah,
practitioner.
because in the end, we have to always stand out from the rest, right? Be unique in our own ways. People can know that everyone has our own uniqueness. So instead of trying to copy so much of other people, try to improvise it and do it in your own style. That one, very difficult for people to emulate. It's just your own specialty.
Wow, this is so beautiful. Okay, let's talk about this toy fitting. How did this toy fitting come about? Like
Okay.
most people think about taking selfie in toilet, like not very unglam leh. Like why would you do this kind of things, right? How did it come about?
Okay, this toy fitting again, right, come from the people around me. Again, my LinkedIn friends and followers, right? About 1 year ago, I actually was washing my hands in a public restroom. It was a restaurant washroom, right? So there was this lady who was beside me. She was like staring at me. And as I was about to go out, she just called me out. Hey, are you Crystal? I'm like, oh, I am. You are? And she said, oh, you're Crystal, the one on LinkedIn. I was like, okay. Can I have your name? So, just to double check whether I'll be connected or not. So on the spot, she gave me her name, then we connected, and we took a photo on the spot because I find it so interesting and it was so hilarious. I nearly laughed out my own self over there, right, in the washroom. But I never thought of the washroom at that time. It just happened in the washroom.
Yup.
So I took a Wi-Fi in the washroom and I just posted it on LinkedIn because she's a LinkedIn friend and I wanted to share the moment, a very special moment that first time I've experienced in my life, right? And the comments that came in, instead of talking about me and her, majority of the comments were actually talking about the toilet.
Not me, not her, but the toilet.
Crystal,
That's a star.
the washroom is nicer than my bedroom. I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. One of the comments, right? Hey, Crystal, meet up in toilets. Wow, very funny. I'm like, wow, okay. So I realized that people are focusing on the washroom, on the background of the photo, which I never noticed. You see, not? I never noticed that at all until other people around me noticed that. So from that day onwards, I start to like a little bit more focus on toilets, right? Never mind. Again, I've forgotten about it. Until a few weeks later, again, I bumped into a LinkedIn friend in the washroom.
Again.
Again.
Deja vu.
Again.
Yeah.
And again in the washroom, I'm like, wow, because first time met. Then I was like, okay, this toilet thing is getting very funny. And I start to notice washrooms after that. Wherever I go, it's like, hey, this washroom actually look quite nice. It's interesting. And beautiful toilets are actually there all around us. All this while, only thing we never bother. We never stop to really look into it. We just go in, do business, and get out. That's
Yup.
it. But there are actually very creative and nice toilets around us. It has already improved a lot throughout the years, right? And a lot of F&Bs, cafes, restaurants, or a lot of organizations and really creative washrooms. There was one, also a LinkedIn friend, Clement from Lim Taya. I've not actually went. He actually shared with me
Yep.
one of his car workshop, right? His guys actually built that wash basin, the car engine. So creative.
Wow.
I'm
Using
like,
the car engine to create, repurpose as a wash basin.
Yeah, it's so creative. I want to go. I'm going to visit it soon. It's like really, really nice.
Wow. So it becomes a toilet passage.
Yeah, actually, this kind of thing can be very attractive for a business because if you have dirty toilets, I'm sure your customer's going to remember that forever.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember by showcasing a lot of toy fees, I also get to meet Professor Dr. Jack Sim from Singapore.
Yes, the World Toilet Association.
Yes, not the WTO that we know,
The
right?
World Toilet Organization, yeah.
Yeah, so the WTO that we know, this one is World Toilet Organization. He's a founder, right? So when I was in Singapore, it's quite an honor for me to meet up with him because of this toy fee thing. But he said in one of my videos, he said that it's good that we highlight good toilets because it inspires people to follow the same. I mean, you can highlight dirty toilet, but that's not my style lah. So when you highlight good toilets, people will want to improve their toilets.
Yes.
Even they have new offices or new refurbishment or what, right? They can actually make their toilet nicer, better. And if the toilet is so nice, right? Sometimes we feel like, I don't want to dirty it lah.
True.
Right? It's so beautiful. Right?
Yeah. So I like what you're not focusing on what's bad, but what's good. And then so it's like what's good now becomes a role model and an inspiration for other people to actually follow.
And then it's actually, if you really think about it, right? Every toilet has a story.
Nice.
Really one. Every toilet you go in, right, there will be something meaningful there. Like the other day, I have a friend, she said, hey, this toilet nothing lah. Is it? Then let me go and see. I said, hey, God lah. She said, what? There's a fan. I rarely see a fan in the toilet, in the restaurant toilet, a fan. No?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, how this fella know we are very hot? Toilet can be very humid and hot, right?
It's a good bad thing lah. Also, if there's some bad air there, you just circulates inside.
But it's so interesting that there's a fan there, you know.
Yeah.
At the washing hand area lah,
That's
the
nice.
public area there. So it's something very different lah.
Yeah, just to do a nice little touches and everything.
Touches, yeah.
That's very, very, very beautiful, right?
Or
And-
sometimes they put a poster there. It doesn't mean it has to be super creative. Sometimes just a poster, a meaningful poster, a cute little poster with some meaningful words, right? That makes it a very interesting as well. Something different. They paste it there.
Yeah. I really like those like stand close for the guys' toilet. Stand closer is not as long as you think. that was very cute. I always see that one. I was like, I chuckle when I hear that. So wow, it's like there's this other piece here I just picked out, right? It's like when a lot of people are always asking like, what is the next trend? What's the next trend? I want to do trend checking. I want to like leverage on the next trend. I want to be a trendsetter and everything like that. I think sometimes people when they think this way, right, they're almost like too ego driven. It's kind of like you think that I can set a trend and everything like that. So, but sometimes what you're doing is not just about trend setting or trend spotting or, so that you can kind of like be the trendsetter, right? So that we can like go viral and everything like that. But what you're doing is actually, I don't know what you're saying, is that you are seeing a trend emerge and you're very present to the moment as a trend emerge. Because it's like, doesn't make sense, leh. It's like, two pretty girls take photo in the toilet and you can talk about the pretty girls, but you focus on the toilet. And then, but you have that awareness to say, how come? How come people are focusing on the toilet? There must be something here. And then it's like once it's maybe data. Twice it's a coincidence. But now you start to say, hey, this thing happened again and again and again. Suddenly you start to see patterns. So you have this like, it's what I'm starting to see is like you are very open-minded. It's like everything in this world is possible. And because you're so open-minded, right, when the trends and patterns showcase themselves, you have that awareness to spot the pattern. Like macam you have a third eye, like you can see a pattern even before people can see the pattern. That's very empowering.
Because there's something like a demand already when your followers and your friends comment and a few of the similar comments. They really mention that already. And they are very positive about that. They find it very interesting. So you really know that they are interested in that kind of content already. So why don't we just feed them more of that? And over the years, over the months, I try to improve in the sense that when I showcase my toy fee, I will try to relate it to the organization or the business if possible, to highlight them as well, or to mention something inspirational or educational. So it's not just about the toilets anymore. You have to add in a little bit of a value or to bring up someone or something from that post of mine. Yeah.
So beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, the one thing I want to just like, besides that also, I just want for our listeners at home to pick out some of the reflections I have as I'm just talking to Crystal. It's like, I think there are different ways of building a personal brand, whether on LinkedIn or social media or anywhere. There's different ways of building a personal brand. And very often people think about building a personal brand, they focus on the word personal. they focus on the personal part of it. And sometimes they overdo it. Like some people, like my personal brand, my message is women empowerment. My personal brand is, stop using plastic. My personal brand is, so they're using the personal brand as a kind of a campaign for things. And that's good, because if that's your brand, that's your style, that's your message for the world, go and do that. But for some people who kind of feel like, Coen, I don't really have this strong conviction about anything. I don't want to change the world. I don't want to this and that. So then what's my message? What's my brand? But what's very interesting is Crystal, you seem to be like you're an improviser. The difference between an improviser and say a stand-up comedian is this. The stand-up comedian, right, is you observe things, and then you have a certain take on something, and you develop your story, you develop your punchline, and you go down there and deliver your punchline. You are the performer, you are the source of the humor. But you are like an improviser. You walk into a situation, you don't know what's going to happen, but you are just willing to lean in and be totally open about it. You're willing to go, okay, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's see what we will find. Let's see what we can pick up here. And then let's see what we can do about it. And then you massage here a bit, touch up there a bit, and then you suddenly make something beautiful. That's a very totally different paradigm, right? A totally different perspective, right? And that's very useful and very empowering for the listeners back home who kind of feel like, I don't really know who am I don't really know what I want, everything. But sometimes you don't really need to know who you are and what you want. You just need to go out there and explore the world. You just need to go out there, be present. Let the world teach you what you need to do. Let the world teach you what they want, what the world needs, and then just go out there and give the world more of what they need.
Correct. Actually, I also don't know what I'm going to do next year. I also don't know what I'm going to do next month.
Probably
I don't even know myself, right?
Probably don't even know what you're going to do this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're going to hang out and spend some time in Kuala Lumpur.
Said about the toy fitting, I want to highlight one thing, right? When I talk to a lot of industry leaders and top leaders that I met, right? A lot of them told me that they really judge a company based on the toilet. And I was so surprised because I never thought of that. I even read a book, again, by Dr. Jack Sim. He did mention that there's a company who visited a potential client's office, and when he realized that the toilet was so unhygienic, he just walked out. He did not give business at all to the person. So in real life, right, if a toilet is very dirty, it shows a lot about the leadership of the company itself from the top. The top has to give the message to the bottom, the team, actually take care of the most basic thing, which is the toilet. So it reflects a lot.
True lah. Of course, people argue that if the place is busy, that's why the toilet is so dirty.
You know, talking about the busy toilet, I just saw it, right? They put RM1 in the busy area, right? You can use, but you have to pay them RM1. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting. First time I saw, I haven't posted
but actually, it happens a lot in Singapore. There's a lot of those like shopping malls where you actually need to pay to use the toilet. But it's interesting lah, because if you think about it, like airports, right? When you arrive in the city, right, the toilet, the moment you step out of the gate of the plane, right, is the first impression of the city actually.
Yeah, I think it's the first place we will go. So I want to go toilet after I land.
Yeah,
on the
and it's true, because there are some toilets, right, that they are very close to gate. They are the most used one. Imagine the plane come out 200 people, 300 people just came out from a long flight, and then some of them probably have been holding their bladder for the last 30 minutes because the seatbelt signs are on before they prepare their approach to the city, to the airport. And then they're holding the bladder. The first thing they come out of the plane, right, is to go straight to the toilet, right, and relieve themselves. So that toilet will definitely be very, very dirty, right? So it's actually a bad first impression also. But the good news is KLIA, good airport, good toilet.
Yeah, it has improved a lot.
Changi Airport also.
Changi Airport won the best toilet award worldwide this year by Skytrax.
Oh, you know that also?
Oh,
wow,
my goodness.
You really know your toilets.
Seriously, it's
you
the
really
first
know your toilets.
toilet award, yeah. It's
Yes.
amazing because there are over 500 toilets in Changi Airport.
Yes.
How you guys actually maintain the cleanliness?
Yes.
I know a top leader in Malaysia actually brought his team over to Changi Airport to learn it. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
True story.
Interesting. I was in Changi Airport once. I went to the toilet. It's actually a full-length glass window. You can see outside. I was like,
Wow.
This is weird. This is damn weird because I am kind of like doing my business. I see outside. I can see the aeroplanes coming and going. It's kind of like nice, right?
Speaking about that, I also have
Yeah.
to thank a lot of my LinkedIn friends when they actually travel overseas or around Malaysia, right? They actually take photos of their own toilet, they share it on LinkedIn and they tag me. Now, the good thing is I get to experience what a toilet looks like in that part of the world, which I don't
Ooh.
have access to.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting to know because we don't get to travel there, right? But they get to. So wherever they go, they see nice toilet, they actually share it. I find it very, very interesting.
Just
And
to
yeah.
let you know the extent of your influence. When I was in Seattle, I met up with a LinkedIn connection called Kip Carlisle. He's a 70-year-old guy, and then he's actually planning a trip to Singapore and Malaysia, and he said that he's looking forward to coming to meet you and take a toy with you. I'm like bro, like you're gonna fly 17 hours from Seattle to Singapore, and you come here. One of the highlights is to take a toy with Crystal. It just goes to show Crystal your brand and your influence go far and wide all the way to Seattle.
I was just surprised, right? Actually, not only ladies, even men also take a lot of selfies.
Yep, I was one of them. I was in
Yeah.
Nanjing and I saw the mall which is famous for their Instagram.
Oh yeah, you were
worthy
the one who
toilet.
posted the China's toilet.
It was so beautiful.
So nice.
And
Seriously.
I think it's so important because I think over a decade ago, everyone don't want to go to China because they have bad reputation for their toilets, right? But now the Chinese toilets are next level. Cool.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to come towards the end. We're going to land this plane. We have such a wonderful conversation with you, Crystal. It's just time really flies by, you know. It's like time really flies by. I'm having so much fun. So just going to ask you some quick fire questions as usual for us to kind of like round up the podcast. So you ready for the quick fire questions?
Oh, okay. Can.
If you're not ready, also I'm going to ask. Since you're quite good at improvising anyway. First question. What's the most powerful question you have ever been asked before?
The most powerful question.
Yes.
I have to quote a friend because he was the one who actually asked that question. Again, it's CA. He asked this question, right? Do you follow your heart or your brain? Do you follow your heart or your brain? Is there a right or wrong? Is there? But I think, right, if you ask me, probably the brain gives you the road map. It gives you the map, right? Let's say the map has 3 directions. But your heart will tell you which road to take. That is my answer.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who is a mentor or supporter who has made the biggest difference in your life?
Again, all my LinkedIn friends. I'm really, really thankful for them. Seriously, if not for them, I would not be doing this today. Really.
One person?
I cannot name one person. It's too many of them.
Okay,
Many
got
of
it.
them.
Well, what's one of the most courageous things you have done in your life that's made all the difference?
The most courageous, is it? That makes all the difference? Wow, okay. Now, that is the courage. The courage sound, the sound effect of courage.
That's a nice one. I
Nice
like
one,
that.
eh?
You're so good. You're so good at improvising.
Wow, it's a very subjective, right? Courageous moment. I still think trying to be a solopreneur is probably the most courageous thing that I've done in my life.
Crystal, thank you very much. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. Actually, I don't even need to ask like where can our listeners find out more about you because you'll be talking a lot about LinkedIn. So we'll just put your LinkedIn bio profile in our show notes below. And they can just, we welcome all our listeners to connect with you. And if you really like this episode, I have a favor to ask from you. Do share it, give it a 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever channel you're watching this, and share it with your friends, right? So that this message can reach out to more people. You never know, Crystal's message may just change and transform someone's life. So meanwhile, to the next episode, stay wholehearted.